What's up, guys? Mitch and Justin here with the Back Nine Six Pack. You may have already listened to episode 51 of the show. Last night we recorded a Masters preview show, but we were texting a little bit today, kind of decided we had some more takes left in the tank. So we are back. Going to do a quick little 10-15 minute hit here just to kind of talk through, some of the things. Tee times came out, guys are giving interviews, some news has popped up. So we just want to kind of break it all down here for you a little bit more, give you something else to listen to while you're sitting at the desk all day. So, Justin, how you doing tonight, man?
Fantastic. Now it's a little sore after some dental work today, but we'll get through it. Anything for the Masters. We'll stick out the pain for the Masters.
Anything for the Masters. As we sit here, it is a Tuesday evening. Not sure when you're going to be listening or watching this. But we're going to start off tee times, things to watch. We got featured groups for Thursday. Interesting thing about the Masters, a lot of events, they'll just kind of, you get the same feature groups between Thursday and Friday. They flip-flop the morning AM, PM stuff or whatever. The Masters kind of picks and chooses what it wants to do here. So Thursday, 10:30, first feature group, John Rahm, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Nick Dunlap. So obviously Rahm defending. He gets a featured spot. 10:54, the second featured group in the morning, Wyndham Clark, Victor Hovland, and Cam Smith. That afternoon, of course, we have to get Tiger Woods.
Got to.
1:24 p.m. Yeah. Tiger is teeing off with Jason Day and one of our kings, Max Homa. Interesting spot always to be the guy or one of the guys that has to play with Tiger. I know Day and Tiger have a little bit of a friendship and a history. Max has been paired with him a few times recently, it seems. So it's always a tough crowd at Augusta to navigate.
True, but it seems like a comfy threesome for Tiger.
Yeah, look, Tiger doesn't. I think he's seen everything at this point. It doesn't really matter, but I always worry about the guys playing with him. Honestly,
For sure, yeah. It's hard to play with a guy where people are running to get in positions to watch shots. Honestly, it's really hard to play in front of him because people are always running up to try to get ahead of the action. So it's like guys playing with him kind of deal with the hoopla of playing with him, and then the guys in front of him kind of deal with the crowd, unfortunately.
yeah. All right, and then the last group off of the whole day, the last featured group as well: Dustin Johnson, Colin Morikawa, and Tommy Fleetwood. Look, DJ and Morikawa had a fantastic run at the 2020 Ryder Cup. 2021, sorry. So, that's interesting vibes within that group. Tommy, he's been in several of these feature spots at the Masters. He played with Tiger a couple years ago as well.
Yeah.
So I think pretty good overall, pretty good bucket of guys. A little interesting not to see Rory or Scotty. Feels like maybe they're saving those guys for the Friday rounds probably. Other notable groups. Just wanted to shout out EVR and Jake Knapp are playing at twosome. They're the first group out for the tournament, 8 a.m. on Thursday. They may set a record for when they finish.
I was going to say, like, over under, 3 hours and 10 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, unless they just get out there. Those are two guys that could be prone to struggle a little bit, so maybe they take quite a few shots, but,
For
feels
sure.
like they should set a pretty good pace being a twosome. 9:36, we get Phil Mickelson playing with Tony Finau and Sepp Straka. I don't know if you saw the Champions dinner picture yet, but God, dude, Phil is looking a little bit older than you'd expect.
Yeah,
he
he's
does not
aged.
take pictures well.
Yeah, he's at least in the pictures, he looks very aged. Real quick on that picture, I always like critiquing. There's always a couple guys that stand out. One, I hate when people don't match their tie to the jacket. Like, what color jacket you're wearing. Like, Rom, what are we doing with the pink tie? Like, it doesn't go, and it's not like it wasn't a good pink. Like, I understand the azaleas, stuff like that. Get that. It didn't go. Like, it didn't work. Nobody was trying to do. Sergio looked like a frat boy coming from a party. Tie was all undone. Looked like a just complete scumbag, by the way. So,
Yes, I noted. I saw a little bit of the on the range coverage, and Sergio had a little bit of scruff this morning, so he shaved before dinner. That was something I picked up on.
well, at least he did that because he couldn't tighten his tie.
I was not a fan of DJ went with a black shirt and a green tie. But man,
Yeah.
his beard and veneers game is undefeated. It is so strong.
That's what happens when you
Yeah,
make.
I
That's
think
what
look,
happens
Nick
when
and
you
I,
make. That's what happens when you make like $80 million playing golf. You can wear what you
yeah,
want because your teeth look perfect.
yeah. Nick and I were texting a little bit. I think we came to the consensus like I think the best look is white shirt, yellow tie. I think
Yes,
that would be what I would choose.
for sure. Yes, absolutely. And that's what Tiger went with, by the way.
Yeah, well, the goat. All right, back to the tee times. Past champion Hideki Matsuyama is teeing off with Will Zalatoris and Justin Thomas at 10:18. Highlighted that just JT's first round without Bones should be interesting. I think Hideki. We'll get to more Hideki later, I believe. 10:42. Probably the power group of all power groups here for this tournament. Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and Xander Schauffele. Got to be a Friday afternoon featured group, I would imagine.
Yeah, surprising they're
Cannot
not a
wait.
feature. Surprising they're not a feature group both days, but the Masters knows what it's doing. I do not, so we'll defer to their judgment.
Yeah, like I said, the Masters, they like to mix it up, pick and choose. They like to get a little bit of more international players involved. I get it. But
Yep.
yeah, that group it is strange they're going off Thursday morning and they're not a part of that featured bunch. Hey, had to shout out here our guy Jay caddying for Grayson Murray, 11:06 a.m. They're playing with Adrian Moronk and Lee Hodges. We'll be stoked to tune into that. Have to catch every shot on the app as we go. Then we get to the afternoon, 1:36 p.m. Brooks Koepka playing with your boy Brian Harmon and Tom Kim. I'm concerned for Brooks here. There is potential slow play in this group. I'm worried.
Brooks might throw Harmon into a lake at some point. It's not a good. It's not a good. Not a good match for him. Like, and I don't think it's anything personal. Brooks is just a quick player, and Brian Harmon is just not that. So yeah, I'm glad we did not take him in our one and done. That pairing for Thursday and Friday makes me nervous for him, especially if he's playing well, and then you have Brian Harmon over here taking all day and all night to hit, a pitch shot. So
Yeah, not great. And then last notable group here, 1:48 p.m. Jordan Spieth, Ludwig Oberg, however you say it, and Sahith Theegala. I mean, that's two of our kings playing together. I feel kind of bad for Ludwig here. Sahith and Jordan are going to be all over the ballpark, and Ludwig's just going to be standing in the middle of the fairway all day waiting.
yeah, talk about two scramblers and then like one of the best drivers of the golf ball. That's gonna be an interesting threesome as well.
Yeah, I will. One last note on the tee times. I noted here. I believe they go in order: the Tiger Woods group, the Brooks group, the Spieth group, the DJ group are the last four on Thursday. So yeah, just big afternoon Thursday at the Masters. If you're out there, that's got to be awesome.
Love that.
All right, one quick segment we want to do here. We kind of ran through. Go back if you have not listened yet to episode 51 of the Back Nine Six Pack podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. We did a pretty good breakdown, kind of running through the odds board. For this, we wanted to kind of just take some notes, things in here that came out of the interviews, stuff we didn't get to talk about last night, and kind of run that through here in a quick buy or sell segment. We're gonna start off with Tiger. Not sure if you saw the presser today. Lots of stuff going around social media with the quote that he gave. He was asked, hey, why are you here? Do you think you can win or whatever? His quote was, "If everything comes together, I think I can get one more." Are you buying or selling that Tiger can get one more?
Selling. Yeah, unfortunately, and look, I love our guy, but I've got to sell it. I've got to lean on what my eyes are telling me, and my eyes are telling me, like we talked about last night, guy hasn't even made it through a whole tournament in over what do we figure it was like 16 months. It's not the golf portion of it that's gonna that he's going to struggle with. It's the physically walking a golf course, and this is one of the harder golf courses on tour to walk. Yeah, I'm selling that for sure.
I just on the fact that I've learned not to not believe in Tiger Woods, I will buy. I know everything I'm seeing is exactly what you said, and I should not buy. I should be selling, but I just will not go against this man. I refuse to do it.
I look. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I want him to prove me wrong, and there's a good chance that he might prove me wrong because, like you said, you don't ever want to bet against the goat. But man, there's a point in time where in our brain we think we can do more than we can actually do, and every human goes through it, including the goat. And every goat's gone through it, right? Uh,
Yeah,
Look, I hope he proves me wrong, but we'll see.
yeah, it's a true father time is undefeated situation. I will say I'm not going to actually buy any of this stuff, but I am buying the Sunday Red looks on Tiger at Augusta.
Yes,
This
I will.
the sweaters are looking crispy out there right now.
I'm glad they're going to do better. Looks like they're going to do better in the Masters than they did the Genesis. So
Yeah, yeah. All right, on to Rory McIlroy. We did not get to talk much about him on the podcast, so I wanted to spend a little time on Rory today. It was widely reported he wasn't going to show up until Tuesday. Seems like Rory's had a different routine heading into the Masters every single year, just trying to get this Grand Slam done. But also famously, he went and visited with Butch Harmon. You know, kind of a mental and swing coach at this point. Rory credited him a lot with some of the changes they're starting to institute, and the stats backed it up. Look, Justin Ray, a fantastic follow if you're a golf fan. He pointed out Rory averaged 1.88 strokes gained approach per round at the Valero last week, which was his best approach play week on tour since the Wells Fargo in 2019. Are we buying or selling Rory and the Butch Magic?
man, it's good. I think I'm going to buy it.
Ooh,
Look,
okay.
Butch, Ricky went back to Butch last year after a long time away from him. Gets his first win in a long, long time. Um, and the Butch's appearance in full swing. I mean, he's a savant, man. Like he's truly a golf genius. He's been that way for quite a while. You don't get that way. You don't work with all these guys and have the success that they've all had working with him if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm going to buy this.
Uh, he didn't even have to go to Butch. I didn't need these approach numbers. I'm such a sucker. I will also buy this. It's again another situation where, like, man, everything. I came into this the last month and a half saying I will not do this with Rory McIlroy again, and I sit here tonight and
Uh,
I'm prepared to get hurt again. It's gonna happen to me. I'm buying as well.
I feel like I'm buying. I feel like I'm buying the used car from the slimy car salesman. And look, the car might work out. It might continue to drive for hundreds of thousands of miles. I might pull it off the lot, and it might break down. We're not real sure, but I have a bad feeling we might have some buyer's remorse on this. But again, I hope I'm wrong.
I hope I'm wrong as well. All right, another equipment change, a putter change for Brooks Koepka. Uh, he had a quote. He was asked about it. I'm comfortable with it. I just wasn't seeing any putts go in. I felt like I was hitting a lot of lips and good putts, but nothing was falling. We'll just stick with it and see how it goes. This has massive whiffs of Scotty Scheffler trying to convince himself he was not a bad putter. I I think as much as I want to buy everything Brooks right now, I think I'm selling this.
Yeah, I'm selling this too. Yeah, look, I mean, I understand what he's doing, right? He's trying to. It's like you're playing a mental game with yourself. But yeah, I'm selling this for sure.
Yeah, and so in case anyone missed it, the putter change. So he had a Scotty Trillium Newport 2 that was his gamer for a long time. Pretty sure he's won every major with that putter. Uh, he's now in the Phantom 5.5 X 5.5 mallet. I mean I know a lot of, hey, you guys, I think you guys use the 5.5.
Yeah,
But like just on last week he didn't perform well at Doral with this putter. I haven't followed week to week on Live, so I don't really know how he's been putting overall and why he wanted to make the change. But a change like this when maybe it wasn't out of necessity feels a little forced for me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
All right, I hate this. Before we went to record this tonight, got a little ESPN alert that Jordan Spieth, I guess, made mention that he aggravated his left wrist injury, last week at Valero. He's been dealing with this for a while. Dates back. I mean, I think last October there was a story where he like re-injured it, reaching for a toaster to make his kid some toast. Um, he aggravated it again, I guess, allegedly at the Players again last week. His quote on this: "When it happens, I can't do anything that day. So long as it doesn't happen in a tournament, typically as the week goes on, it gets better and better, using it more and more than, say, my days off at home." Sounds like it's
Interesting.
actually an ulnar nerve or a tendon situation. Our guy might need Tommy John. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I was prepared to get hurt again on Jordan Spieth at the Masters because I do it every year to myself. I think I might be selling. I think I'll just be happy if it happens.
Yeah, I'm selling. I mean, look, wrist is a wrist. I know there's no rough, quote unquote, rough at the Masters, but yeah, I'm selling this too. Wrist is a wrist. It doesn't matter if there's not rough or not.
Yeah. All right. Next up, the live guys in general. Are we buying or selling? I asked this question. Obviously, kind of the second or third year at this point. We're getting the guys all back together at the Masters. Last year, pretty good showing for the guys from Live. Brooks T2, Phil T2, Reed T4, Neiman had a top 20. Cam Smith and DJ kind of floundered in the 30s and 40s. Bryson missed the cut, but kind of had a rough history at the Masters as well. I think on the whole, I'm still buying. Some of the guys are in pretty good form, and the others that we just kind of mentioned, they've got good Masters history. So I think I'm going to buy.
Yeah, I'm going to buy too. I mean, look, I think they got one of the hottest players in the world in Joaquin Neiman. Rom, like, Rom hasn't been on Live that long. He's not changed. He's still one of the best players in the world. They're going to have a good showing. Are they going to get the showing out of Phil they did last year? I mean, probably not. But these other guys, your Brooks, your Joaquin Neiman's, Patrick Reed always seems to play well here. It doesn't matter what kind of form he's in. Yeah, I'm definitely buying. I'm definitely buying a lot of the Live guys. They'll probably have a pretty good showing again.
Yeah, and it feels like it's less of like a intense storyline and more of just like everyone's kind of talking about everybody getting back together at this point, so it doesn't feel as like dramatic per se as it
Yeah,
did last year. I think it's just kind of expected that these guys are great players and they're going to show up and they're going to compete. All right, last one in the buy or sell segment. It's widely known debutants do not win at Augusta. I think Fuzzy Zeller was the last one to do it back in the late 70s. This particular class of debutants feels a little stronger than most. Obviously, headlined by Wyndham Clark, who's the reigning U.S. Open champ. Ludwig coming in, a multiple-time winner, a Ryder Cupper. Nikolai Højgaard has played in a Ryder Cup at this point. Nick Dunlap won on tour as an amateur. Akshay, the winner last week, 22 years old and has already won twice on tour. I am going to sell the notion that a debutant cannot win mostly because I think Wyndham Clark's got a real shot. He's been playing well. Ludwig has the game. I don't know if he'll have the short game to really do it, but I just think purely on Wyndham's talent and ability to win here, I'm going to sell this one.
Yeah, I'm going to sell this too. And honestly, yeah, honestly two guys. Yeah, like Ludwig. I don't know
Yeah.
if those other guys can get it done, but they're world class talents between him and Wyndham Clark. And these guys, guys get older mentally, younger now. And what I mean by that is like Ludwig's young, right? But he's mentally probably a veteran when it comes to playing on tour, playing in big tournaments, playing in big moments. Same with Wyndham Clark's older, but newer to the scene. But he's got a major, and it's not that long ago, and he's won some really really big tournaments. yeah, I'm selling this just because of those two guys. And I think those other guys can have good finishes. I don't think they can win, but I think those two guys, Ludwig and Wyndham, could win in their first time out at Augusta.
Awesome. Yep. Total agreement there. All right, that'll do it for buy or sell. I already lied. I said this is going to be 10 or 15 minutes. We're into minute 20, but it's all good. We only got a little bit left here. I actually have 3 questions for you here. One, you did not know I was going to ask. I'll save that one for last. We are going to take official not to win and win picks here. We did not do this on the show last night. I feel like it's important for us to put our names behind something. Official back 9 6 pack stamps on these picks here. I'm going to throw it to you first. Who is your pick not to win?
Well, we kind of talked. I'm not going to use Jordan Spieth. I don't want to take someone that's injured. That just seems too easy. But someone that's getting obviously a lot of discussion. Brooks Koepka is not going to win the Masters this year.
Wow, that's a pretty big 180 considering we've bet on him.
I did. I don't like the putter comment. Not good headspace. It's kind of the headspace he had 2 years ago, where it just kind of felt like he was toying with a lot of things. It feels like he's back to that. Yeah, I would say I will almost confidently say that Brooks Koepka will not win the Masters this year.
That's a bold pick. I like that. All right, my pick not to win. We like to go. I want to go to the top of the board with these. This guy's playing awesome. I think it's going to happen one day for him, but until it does, I think he's going to be in contention for me to pick not to win a major. I'm going to say Xander will not win.
Yeah. I was going between him and Brooks. I mean, he's up there obviously in the odds, but yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, he's currently the 4th favorite behind the kind of that top 3 there. He's got the game for it. I just until he does it, I'm sure it's going to when he does it. Maybe the floodgates will open, but until he does it in a big moment like that, I'm gonna take him not to win. All right, it's time. Official pick. Got to put your name on it. Who are you taking to win the 2024 Masters?
So I'm going to tell you my long shot that I really, really like, and I think he's going to be a super popular pick. I'm not saying this is my pick, but if I had to take a long shot, Russell Henley is my long shot. I mean, look, he's so under the radar. It's not even funny. I mean, I think he was top 10 in the FedEx Cup points last year. He's playing well again this year. So if I had to take a long shot, that's who I'm going with. But if I had to pick one guy, and look, this is so cliche, but I mean, it's going to be Scotty Scheffler. It's going to happen again. He's going to win. And, I think I saw I don't know who was talking about it, but they're like, if he putts well, he may win by 8 or 9. And at this point, I truly, truly believe that is the case. He's always going to hit the ball well. If he doesn't putt well, he's going to be up around the lead. If he putts really well, he's going to blow everybody out of the water. So,
I mean, I think that's fair. Nobody really has been able to hang with him outside of Wyndham Clark on tour. So this season specifically. So it wouldn't shock me, honestly.
I didn't want to take the favor, but it's kind of hard not to, right? When a guy's playing as well as he's playing.
Yeah, Scotty was our one and done pick, so I completely get it. Obviously, that's makes total sense. He's a plus 400 favorite for a reason, right?
Yeah.
I'm going a little off the board. You already know this is somebody I've had a future bet on for a while. He's just playing so good. If the putter is not an absolute liability, I just trust everything else about Hideki Matsuyama's game. I think he's tuned and primed for a second green jacket here.
I mean, you can never go wrong with a past champion, right? Like, they've clearly proven they can play here. A lot of past champions continue to play here for some time after their first win. So, I don't hate it.
Yeah. He fits a lot of the trends, tremendous course history here, playing really, really good golf. I trust his outside of Scotty Scheffler, he might have the most trusted tee to green game in the field for me
for
right
sure.
now.
If you had to take a long shot, who would your long shot be?
I bet on Sahith, and I still feel good about that. And I think he's like in the 60-1 range, something like that.
It's not
Maybe
bad.
it's dropped since then. I haven't looked at an odds board since yesterday. So, I'm just not brave enough to pick Wyndham, but I have a feeling Wyndham's going to be involved.
He's going to be
I do.
involved. I almost wanted to go with him for my pick, but and I truly believe I think he's one of the very few people, maybe outside of Brooks, in majors recently that can stand up to Scotty Scheffler and possibly, play with him if Scotty's playing that good.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to say this is the last question I want to ask. Non-Tiger division here. You gotta hand pick the last two groups, the two twosomes that go off last. Who are your four players in those two groups?
Like on Sunday?
Yeah, coming down the four guys that are battling out for the win.
This Sunday. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, Scotty's in there for sure. Xander, because he's proven the first three rounds are not a problem. It's that last round. I could see him being in there. If we're going to go outside the box just a little bit, I could see like a Ludwig making his way in. Maybe he could be around the lead. I don't think he'll have the lead, but I could see him being up there. And I'm telling you, man, I'm rolling with Russell Henley. If I'm going to go like one more step further on the last pick, I would say him.
Yeah. I think so. My dream scenario, I believe, I want golf clubs just fell down. That's nice content there. I want Rory and Brooks in that last group. Both of them playing well. I want to see Rory step up to Brooks and go grab the fifth one right there with him standing next to him. And the group in front of him, I want Scotty and Spieth. Give me Scotty and Spieth trying to chase those two down. Just the madness that could ensue in that back nine is incredible.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate to see a Scotty Wyndham pairing as the last pairing either. Just because I think they're probably, out of four guys, they're probably two of the hottest golfers in the entire world right now. I think that would be a lot of fun. A lot of people don't know Wyndham. I mean, I guess they're starting to know him from Full Swing, but I think that'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't hate if Spieth was up there. I just don't think it's realistic, but I wouldn't hate it. You can
I'm
dream
just talking
big.
in a dream world. If I could manufacture it, that's what I would want. Obviously, if you want to throw in the third to last group, we'll make it Tiger and Phil just for old time's sake, and that'd be the perfect Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I'm trying to manifest like a Sunday 74 from Xander Schauffele. Feels like it's gonna come. So
that'd be good for my not to win pick. So that's good. All right, everybody. We gave you longer than we thought we were here. Please, if wherever you're watching, listening, whatever, follow, like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, all of the things you could possibly do to help us out and grow the show. We're going to be around for the rest of Masters Week. We hope you guys really, really enjoy it. Good luck out there for the 2024 Masters.
Par 3 contest tomorrow.
Par 3 contest tomorrow. Cheers, everybody.